Hi guys, it's Mandy and I'm back with another process video for you, and today I'm creating with the beautiful Felicity Jane's summer kit, and I absolutely love this kit. The colours are so gorgeous and bright and vibrant and perfect for scrapbooking summer photos, and the florals are stunning. I always love the florals in the Felicity Jane kits, and this month is no exception. These are just so pretty. Now I just want to apologise that I haven't included the very start of my process in this video because for some reason my camera didn't focus and it was all blurry, so I didn't include that in the video, but all you missed was me matting my white cardstock background with the coral grid patterned paper, and then I cut a strip of the black and white hexagon paper and a few smaller pieces of other pattern papers from the collection. I just really wanted to feature lots of the beautiful colours and patterns. So I just picked out ones that I thought would work well with my photo. So as you can see, I stuck the hexagon paper roughly down the middle of the layout, and then I'm layering the striped aqua paper under the left hand side of the hexagon paper. And once I do that, I will then pop the lime green scallop paper on top of the hexagon paper and slightly to the right. So the photo that I'm scrapbooking today is one of my eldest daughter Abby, and it was taken last summer. Here in Australia we're in the middle of winter at the moment, so this was taken back in January during our summer when our kids were on school holidays, and my husband actually took this photo. He took the kids out for ice creams as a special treat, and I'm so glad that he snapped this beautiful photo of Abby enjoying her ice cream. So there you can see I'm now sticking down that lime green paper and just using my T-square ruler just to make sure that it's straight. So I'm going to mat my photo with one of the solid colour papers in the kit, and once I do that I'm going to add some foam tape underneath it just to lift it up and give it some extra dimension. You might notice that I do this quite a lot, and it's because I like the added interest that it creates when things are stuck down at various heights. So there you can see I'm just adding that some strips of foam tape to the back of the photo. Sorry about the glare on the photo there. Just bear with it for the moment. So I pulled out the floral pattern paper, and I think this might actually be my favourite thing in the whole kit. It's so beautiful, and so I'm going to fussy cut a couple of the floral clusters out of this paper, and for me this is a great way of getting more out of the kit because I'm going to use these as embellishments on my layout. And I won't make you watch the entire process of me cutting these out because it did take a little while, but it was definitely worth the effort because I love the end result. So there you can see that I finished cutting them out, and then I'm going to layer one there on the bottom right hand corner of the photo, and then I'm going to play around with the placement of the other one. I wasn't sure whether I wanted it tucked under the top left hand corner of the photo or under the edge of the lime green paper, but in the end I tuck it under the left hand side of the hexagon paper. And I didn't want the whole floral cluster showing because it was just a bit too large up there in that corner, and it was just a bit too heavy. So that's why I'm just tucking it under the edge of the patterned paper, just so about half of it's showing, and I like how that looks. So you can see that I'll be working on a diagonal design on this layout, and my plan is to have all of the elements flowing from the top left hand corner of the layout down to the bottom right hand corner. So I had a piece of that striped branding strip left over from a traveller's notebook spread that I created, and I thought that it might just add a nice little extra detail if I tucked it under the right hand side of the hexagon paper. Now because I've only got a small piece of it, I cut it in half so that I could tuck a little bit down in the bottom there, and then also a piece at the top, and then this will give the illusion that it's one long piece because Most of it, you're not going to see the full strip anyway. Most of it would have been covered up by that lime green scallop paper. So I'm ready to start sticking a few things down now. So I'm going to stick down my photo because I know that I definitely want it there sitting on top of the lime green patterned paper. And I'll stick down those floral clusters, and then I'll be ready to add some embellishments to the page. So I'm just going to add some foam tape to underneath that floral cluster. Because I had added foam tape underneath the photo, and this is going to overlap the edge of the photo, I need to add some foam tape underneath that as well, just so that it sits nice and flat. So now I'm going to pull out some die cuts from the kit, and I know that I definitely want to use that word summer as the title for my layout. So I'm going to add some foam tape underneath this as well, just to lift it up even more, and then I'm going to layer it across the bottom of the photo. And I love the die cuts that come in this kit. This is actually a new thing that we've been getting for the past few months, and they've replaced the cut apart sticker sheets that we used to get. So if you're not a fan of fussy cutting, then you'll much prefer these. Plus they're really nice and thick and sturdy. So I'm just using my T-square ruler to make sure that it's straight, and I'm happy with the extra dimension that that creates with the foam tape underneath it. So now I want to add one of the flare buttons from the kit to the page. So I'm just going to pop it to the right of those flowers there. And next I want to create a little embellishment cluster up in the top left hand corner there where I've tucked those flowers in. So I'm just layering a couple of the die cuts there. I've picked out a label that I'm going to add a stamp to, and also a circular die cut that says, I think it says "Wish You Were Here." And then I'm also going to add some of these little die cut stars to the page. I picked out 3 in the colours that I'm using on this page, and then I'm going to just pop them around the layout to create a visual triangle. And these just add a nice, an extra little detail to the page. And then once I'm happy with the placement of them, I'm going to glue them down. So now I'm going to add a stamp to that die cut label up in the top cluster, but I didn't want to stamp straight onto the label because it has a slightly shiny surface, and I wasn't sure whether the stamp would smudge, and because I don't have a spare one I didn't want to risk ruining it, and it may have been fine, but I decided to just stamp. I used the phrase "family fun" from the summer stamp set, and I just stamped it onto a piece of white printer paper, and then I've cut it out and I'm just going to stick it onto the label. Then once I've stuck that down, I'm going to also stick down that circular die cut, and I'm going to use foam tape to do this. Because I had popped up the photo and the bottom floral cluster, I wanted something in that top cluster to be popped up as well, just to make it look balanced. So I'm just popping it back there where I had it positioned before. Now I want to add some more stamping to the layout. So I've pulled out that stamp. It kind of looks a bit like a corner stamp from the summer kit, and I'm going to stamp that up in the top left hand corner and down in the bottom right hand corner. And I think this just helps to nicely frame everything. It sort of just, yeah, just sort of holds everything in. And then the last thing that I'm going to do is add my journaling down there in the bottom right hand corner of the page. So I've typed this up on my computer and printed it out, and then I cut it up into little strips, and I'm just going to stick these down with some narrow double-sided tape. So that pretty much wraps it up. So thank you so much for joining me today. I hope that you enjoyed watching this process video, and I will leave you with some close-ups at the end, and I'll also include a link below to the Felicity Jane shop so that you can go and check out this kit if you'd like to. And I will hopefully be back with another video very soon, so I will see you then. Thanks guys, see you later, bye.